Hello, welcome to Phoenix TV. So nice to have you here. In this powerful episode, I will be unpacking my personal breakthrough that led me to walk away from the toxic grip of hustle culture. Tired of equating worth with busyness, I'll reveal how a mindset reset allowed me to step into a new way of leading and living, one rooted in clarity, calm, and self-trust. Through honest storytelling, I'll share the moment I realised that constant striving wasn't strength, it was survival mode. We'll explore how we can all shift from pressure to purpose, from burnout to balance, and reclaim our energy by leading with intention. This is more than a reset, it's a revolution in how we view success. Welcome to Mindset Reset. I'm your host, Corinne Brown, a leadership results coach. Here's one thing I know for sure. You don't need to do more to be more. True power begins when you choose to lead from alignment, not exhaustion. We've been told that hustle is the price of success, that burnout is a badge of honor. But what if that narrative is keeping us stuck, keeping us small and exhausted? In this episode, I'm sharing the mindset reset that changed everything, my personal breakthrough moment when I finally let go of the pressure to do more and embraced a new way of living and leading. Join me as we explore how to step out of toxic hustle culture and into purposeful, powerful leadership. This isn't about slowing down. It's about showing up differently. It's about finding success on your terms with clarity, intention, and calm. Today, we're having a conversation many of us need but rarely give ourselves permission to have. How do we step off the hamster wheel of hustle and into a life of purposeful, powerful leadership? If you've ever felt like you're running hard but going nowhere, if you measure your worth by how productive you are, if rest feels uncomfortable or like failure, this episode is for you. Because the truth is, you don't have to hustle to be worthy. You don't have to burn out to prove yourself. And the version of leadership the world needs now, it's not built on over-functioning and over-giving. It's built on alignment, self-trust, and deep purpose. Let's understand that hustle trap. Let's start by unpacking what toxic hustle culture really is. It's not ambition or hard work. It's the constant pressure to perform, to prove, to keep pushing, even when your body, your soul, your relationships are screaming, slow down. Hustle culture tells us if you're not grinding, you're falling behind, that rest is lazy, or you can sleep when you're dead. Success is always just one more achievement away. Sound familiar? This is survival mode dressed up as success. And for many of us, especially women, it's rooted in deeper beliefs. The belief that I'm not enough unless I'm productive. If I stop, I'll be forgotten. My values lie in what I do, not who I am. But hustle culture is not sustainable. It's how burnout, resentment, and self-abandonment take root. So how to break the hustle trap and lead with purpose instead? There comes a point, maybe after the burnout, the late nights, or the quiet whisper of there has to be more than this, when you realise you've been hustling for your worth. We're taught that hustle is the price of success, that exhaustion is the badge of honour, that constant doing somehow makes us enough. But here's the truth. The hustle trap isn't about overworking. It's about overproving. It's proving we're good enough, worthy enough, deserving enough. But the more we chase, the more disconnected we feel from our true power. Here's how to break free from the hustle trap, my 5 top tips. Number 1, pause the performance. Give yourself permission to stop performing success and start defining it for yourself. Ask, what am I doing just to be seen as valuable? What actually matters to me? This is the first crack in the hustle illusion. Number 2, reclaim your rhythm. Your energy is sacred. Burnout isn't a requirement for impact. Shift from pressure to presence, from pushing to pacing. Leadership doesn't have to look loud. It can look like clarity, stillness, and aligned action. Number 3, detach from external validation. When you tie your worth to productivity, you become a prisoner of output. But your value is not in how much you do. It's in who you are and how you show up. You don't need to earn rest or joy or peace. Number 4, lead with intention, not obligation. Ask yourself, what am I called to lead or create? Not just what I am expected to do. What would success feel like if I removed the pressure to please or prove? Let alignment be your strategy. Let meaning be your metric. And number 5, choose purpose over proving. There's power in slowing down, in leading with both heart and head. You don't need to do it all to make a difference. Just the right things in the right measures with the right intention. The truth is, you've allowed to thrive without burning out. You're allowed to build a career, a business, or life that aligns with your values, not the expectations of others. You're allowed to step off that hamster wheel and into your higher self. Because you were never meant to hustle for your worth. You were meant to lead from it. Here's the cost of hustle, and the real cost of staying in the hustle trap. Burnout, disconnection from your own values and vision, chronic stress and anxiety, never feeling like it's enough, lost creativity, physical and emotional exhaustion. You may have the titles, the accolades, the full calendar, but if you feel hollow, drained and disconnected from yourself, is it worth it? Now, let me be clear. This isn't about giving up on achievement. It's about redefining it. Let's redefine the real cost of hustle. We often talk about hustle like it's a currency of ambition. Work harder, push more, sacrifice now, and you'll earn success later. But what if we pause to ask, what is hustle really costing me? Because somewhere along the way, hustle stopped being a phase and became an identity. The hidden costs of hustle culture is time you'll never get back. Missed family dinners, those unread books, sunsets you never saw, moments that mattered, quietly lost in a calendar too full to feel. Your mental health, anxiety disguised as productivity, a nervous system that never gets to rest, the feeling that if you stop, you'll fall behind or fall apart. And in your relationships, saying I'm too busy, on repeat, texts that go unanswered, friends unfelt, presence traded for performance, a widening gap between who you are and how you're showing up. And what about your sense of self, measuring your worth in output and productivity and forgetting what you love because you're only doing what gets results? Losing the magic in the mission because it became all grind, no grace. Here's the reframe. What's the cost of staying? The real question isn't what's the cost of hustle, it's what's the cost of staying in the hustle. It's your peace, your purpose, your presence in your own life. We've been told to chase success, but no one asked what we might sacrifice to catch it. Here's the redefinition. Success doesn't require self-abandonment. Laziness is not about resting. Slowing down is not failure. Being aligned is not less ambitious. It's more powerful. The new currency of success is presence, boundaries, meaning, energy that's sustainable, and a life that's your own. And here's a reflection for you. What is hustle costing you emotionally, physically, and relationally? What are you afraid will happen if you stop hustling? And what would success look like without the pressure? You don't owe the world your exhaustion. You don't need to bleed to be worthy. You don't need to earn your place through burnout. You are allowed to lead with intention, not adrenaline. It's time to redefine the cost of hustle and choose the kind of success that doesn't cost you you. Here are 5 mindset shifts to break free. Let's talk about 5 powerful mindset shifts that help you break free from hustle and step into aligned, powerful leadership. Number 1, worthiness without proving. You are enough even when you rest. Hustle says, prove your value. Leadership says, know your value. You rest, your joy, your peace. These are not rewards for working hard. They're your birthright. Number 2, redefining success. Success isn't a checklist. It's a feeling. Define success on your terms. Ask, what do I want to feel at the end of my day? What really matters to me? When success feels aligned, not forced, you move from pressure to purpose. And number 3, boundaries are leadership. Every yes without alignment is a no to your purpose. Say no to what drains you and yes to what lights you up. Boundaries are not selfish, they're self-leadership in action. 4, calm is a power state. I don't have to rush to be powerful. The most magnetic leaders are not frantic, they're grounded. Calm is where your best ideas, decisions, and connections come from. And number 5, lead from identity, not performance. I don't have to perform leadership, I embody it. You're not here to copy someone else's success formula. You're here to lead from who you truly are, your voice, your story, your truth. Here's some reflection and real talk. Let's take a moment to breathe together. If you're able, close your eyes and place your hand on your heart and ask yourself, where am I hustling out of fear? What part of me is ready to slow down and trust? What would life look like if I led with alignment, not adrenaline? When you find the clarity, write it down, whisper it to yourself. This is where change begins, not with another hustle strategy, but with an honest pause. So how to lead with purpose and power? True leadership doesn't require burnout, it requires bravery. The bravery to rest, to speak your truth, to say no to pressure, to lead from your values. Powerful leadership isn't loud or fast, it's presence, it's purpose, it's alignment. When you shift your mindset, you shift your impact. You don't have to push harder, you don't get to be smarter, you are smarter already from who you truly are. When you reset your mindset, you reset the way you lead. You don't just create success, you create meaning. That is powerful. That is sustainable. That is your new normal. So what does hustle mean to you and how has it shaped your identity? For many of us, hustle has been worn like that badge of honour, synonymous with ambition, achievement and worth. But when your identity becomes entangled with how hard you grind, you lose sight of who you are beyond productivity. Here's a mindset shift. Start redefining success as something internal, not just external. Instead of I hustle, therefore I am valuable, shift to I am worthy, whether I am doing or being. Journal on your values, not your output. Who are you without the hustle? What lights you up outside of performance? Where in your life are you doing too much from a place of pressure? Pressure often comes disguised as responsibility. You may feel the weight of needing to do everything, be everything, and prove everything, but pressure is not the same as purpose. Your mindset shift. Replace urgency with intentionality. Check in with your nervous system. Are you making decisions from stress or alignment? Practice saying no, even to good things, if they are not the right things. Make room for what matters by letting go of what drains you. And what beliefs do you need to release to embrace calm and confidence? You may hold unconscious beliefs like rest is lazy, or if I'm not productive, I'm falling behind. Success requires struggle. These beliefs fuel burnout and shame. Here's your mindset shift. Rewrite the narrative. Calm is not the absence of ambition. It's the foundation for clarity. Confidence doesn't come from doing more, but from knowing what's right for you. Affirm, I can be successful and at peace. I choose sustainability over survival mode. Describe your ideal day as a calm, aligned leader. This is where you begin to imagine a new reality, a reality where your leadership isn't reactive but responsive, flowing, not forcing. Here's your mindset shift. Visualization is powerful. Each morning, picture your aligned day. Space to think, a deep connection with others, clarity in decision making. Let this vision guide your planning, your scheduling, and your energy investment. Don't just lead from the calendar, lead from your center. What boundaries do you need to set or reinforce? Toxic hustle culture erodes boundaries. It normalizes overworking, overcommitting, and overextending. But boundaries are acts of self-leadership. Here's your mindset shift. Boundaries are not walls, they are invitations for respect. Ask yourself, what is no longer sustainable for me? And where do I need to protect my peace to perform at my best? Enforce limits on availability, screen time, emotional labour, and schedule clutter. Start with one boundary, honour it, and expand. And what support or resources would help you thrive in this new way of being? You were never meant to do this alone. Thriving requires community, structure, and soul-aligned support. Your mindset shift, release the lone wolf mentality. You don't have to earn support, you deserve it. Invest in mentorship, coaching, or peer circles that reflect the version of you're stepping into. Resource yourself in ways that nurture, not drain you. That's where the real success begins. Releasing those chains of hustle culture at work and in life. Well, hustle culture doesn't just live in our calendars, it lives in our conditioning. We wear busy like a badge, we chase productivity like it's our purpose, and we confuse burnout with success and sacrifice with worth. But somewhere inside we know this pace isn't sustainable, the pressure isn't healthy, this life isn't ours. Where does hustle show up? It shows up in the workplace, in emails at night, and applause for it. Leaders stretched too thin to lead with heart. Employees rewarded for over-functioning and punished for pausing. And it seeps into our personal lives. Guilt for resting, a to-do list that just never ends, the belief that being still means being lazy. But here's the truth. Hustle culture isn't a sign of high standards. It's a symptom of disconnection. And the cost of carrying it, when you're chained to hustle culture, you lose touch with your why. You stop listening to your needs and you forget how to feel because you're too busy doing. It drains your creativity, shrinks your joy, and burns out your brilliance. Releasing those chains, what it actually takes. You have to give yourself permission to let go. You're not lazy for wanting peace. You're not uncommitted for needing rest. You're not falling behind. You're falling into alignment. You redefine what leadership looks like. Real leadership isn't about availability 24/7. It's about being present, purposeful, and people-focused. Model those boundaries, because celebrate sustainability is hallelujah moment and praise clarity over chaos. Shift from productivity to presence. Start asking what matters most today. What can I release that isn't mine to carry? And where can I replace pressure with presence? This is where power returns. Build cultures that honour humanity. In teams and families alike, we must normalise rest, emotional honesty, saying I need help without shame, and choosing meaning over metrics. On a personal note, I've lived inside the hustle trap. I know what it's like to prove, perform, and push past my limits to be enough. But I also know the freedom that comes with choosing differently, with rewriting the story, with breaking the chains, one decision, one boundary, one breath at a time. What if we built lives, workplaces, and leadership models that didn't run on burnout but on balance? You're allowed to lead a life that feels like your own. Let this be your permission to pause, to reclaim your peace, to lead with heart, not hustle. Here's my final thoughts for you. Hustle doesn't make you worthy. Success doesn't have to cost you yourself. You are allowed to build a career, a life that feels like your own. Let this be your reminder. You don't need to earn your place through exhaustion. You already belong. Want to work together? I help leaders, teams, and individuals shift out of toxic hustle culture and into calm, confident leadership. I offer one-on-one coaching incentives, workshops, and facilitation, speaking on leadership, resilience, and reframing success. Click the links below to catch me on Facebook, LinkedIn, or Instagram. Thanks for your company today. It's been an absolute pleasure having you here. Look out for my next episode, where we will take another deep dive into breaking free from the toxic hustle culture. I'm Corinne Brown. Catch you on the flip side.